Modernity has distanced us from nature. I don't mean that in a New Age metaphorical sense, but in a very, very literal one. Skills that we once used, essentials for survival, they've become simple hobbies. And most of them are hobbies that can only be enjoyed by those with wealth. A lot of people will cheer about this being a good thing. After all, it gives us more free time. It makes life easier. What's not to like? We welcome with open arms the idea of giving strangers the responsibility of tending to maintaining our fire and our shelter. And just look at what has become of what we relinquished control of. Our way of life has become so intricate, so convoluted, with so many moving parts. Again, many people would probably say that this is a good thing. People automatically assume that our lives have become better simply because we have more luxuries. What a lot of people either fail to realize or not place any importance on is the fact that very few of us actually know how many of these things that are supposed to make our lives easier actually work. We can't maintain any of these things on our own. They don't seem at all bothered by the fact that even the automobile, a staple of modern life for at least a century now, is largely incapable of being worked on in one's garage anymore. Yeah, even 20 years ago, cars could largely be repaired and maintained in one's own garage with just a little bit of know-how. People used to be able to change their own oil filters. People used to be able to replace their own brakes. They can't do that anymore. It's no longer the case. No one can repair their own cars at home. No, they have to take it to a specialized mechanic with expensive, specialized computers and tools, and they have to pay out the backside for it. The simple matter of a car, it's not so simple. It's you have to take it in. You have to spend tons of money just to keep it running. And to be able to do that, you got to have the money. So you must devote the majority of your waking life, the 2/3 of your life, give or take, that you're actually awake. You got to spend it doing some mundane task at a job that brings you no increased knowledge. You don't learn any fundamental vital skills that function in other aspects of your life. It's just things that you learn to be a benefit to your employer. It's not something you can apply at home. It's not something that you can apply, in other ways to make your life better. No, it's a specific skill that's only good for, the time you're on that 9 to 5 or however long you work in a day. You're devoid of giving a chance to really enjoy skills that make you feel fulfilled. And people seem fine with this, Hey, they can afford to get their fragile, overpriced vehicle fixed then, right? If they go and toil away at something that numbs them mentally and emotionally, they can go and fix that car. I mean, after all, if they get it fixed, if they pay the money to get it fixed, they can go to work. How would they get to work without their car? The example with the automobile that I just went over, it's a concept that can be applied to just about every single aspect of our lives. We wake up, we go to our jobs or to the public schools with which, indoctrinate us and tell us that we ought to be happy to be productive members of society by finding a good job that pays us our shekels. After that, we come on home, minds numb, bodies tired, and we sit and use electricity to watch something on the television or play games. We find relief and release from the drudgery by letting our brains shut down in front of vapid entertainment. And what's worse, we pay for it. We pay for this killing of ourselves by offering more of our limited, valuable time on this world as a sacrifice to the great machine god of easy, modern living to earn that paycheck, to pay that electric bill, to waste away our lives when we're not working, not fulfilling ourselves. It's in this fashion that we give up our link to nature and our quest for fire by sacrificing ourselves upon the burning pillar of modernity that our handlers tender. We have given up our link to nature and our quest for shelter by paying for pointless entertainment and a fluffy chair with our capacity to build and find meaningful fulfillment in our own lives. We use the meaningfulness as a sacrifice for these things. So, really, is life any better? Is it any easier? Is it better even as we see ourselves overtaken by easily avoidable medical problems? As we see ourselves overtaken by certifiably retarded, violent people of other tribes, of other races, of people who come from countries where the average IQ is 95 at best. We're being overtaken by them as an exchange for everything that we do, for the great thing that is modernity. And this modernity, which, especially at this point in time, it's designed to push us off the cliff of our destruction. It's designed to kill us off. So is it really worth the cost? Personally, I would argue that no, it isn't worth it. Reject modernity. Reject the comfortable chair along with the mindless drone task that is the office or the supermarket checkout or the school cafeteria in need of cleaning. Reject also the social justice bullshit messages found within every single television program, every single video game, every single public school, and every single college campus. Starve the ravenous, insatiable monster of modernity and embrace the hardship of a life you control. Enjoy the toil of building things with your own hands. Enjoy the labor of growing and raising your own food. Enjoy the effort of feeling the earth beneath your feet as you take the time to walk to your destination instead of hopping in that car. Savor the experience of learning as you learn to retake your fire, especially if it means learning how to make that fire by rubbing together two sticks. Stand tall and proud as you face the elements and gather what you need to build your own shelter, even if it's a hut of wattle and daub that you have to patch up weekly or monthly. What's important is that we once again control our own fire and build our own shelter.